and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. Before we get into our session, I just want to take a quick moment and thank our sponsor for this video, which is Birch Living. To kick off fall, Birch gave me a special discount code, a special percentage off for just my viewers here. So make sure you watch our little sponsor portion so you can get that good discount. I've had this mattress for a good year at least now, and I love it so much. I've never slept more soundly through the night. I've never felt so comfortable. I've just never had a mattress as good as this. I've never had a mattress as good as this. It's really easy to order your mattress. It's easy to set it up. And I've definitely ordered mattresses online before that are not even on the same like, I wouldn't even call it a mattress compared to the Birch mattress. It was not comfortable, made me sweat. And I never got a good night's sleep on it, even when it was brand new. The Birch mattress that I have just keeps getting better and better. It's so comfortable, supportive. It's made of quality, natural, and organic components. There's lumbar support, over 1,000 individually wrapped coils. I keep darting my eyes over here because I'm looking at it. Like, thousands of individually wrapped coils, and you can tell the quality of this. It's a very sturdy, robust mattress that I could not recommend enough. I've got the Birch Luxe premium mattress, which is a premium upgrade to the original Birch mattress. I've also got the topper on here. I'd say the mattress is a medium to firm and very comfortable, but I also have the topper on here because I do like a plush mattress, which makes it so soft, like sleeping on a cloud. My pet loves it. My son loves to snuggle with me. My boyfriend loves this mattress. We're all very grateful. Everything about this mattress and my experience with it has been above and beyond. Again, I love that it's crafted from natural and organic materials. It's a substantial mattress, comfortable, and importantly as well, very durable. In fact, they give you a 25-year warranty on this, and they give you a 100-night sleep trial, so you get to test it out for 100 nights without any risk. I am an asthmatic person with allergies, and another thing that I appreciate so much about this mattress, again with the ingredients and components that it's made of, there are no off gases, there's no harmful chemicals. It's something I can really rest easy about, that I know that my mattress isn't contributing to any allergies or asthmatic issues that I might have. It gets shipped right to your door. It's a really easy setup. You just kind of put the unopened mattress onto your bed frame or wherever you plan to put it, then open the plastic wrapping, and it sort of just pops out and pops itself up and open for you. Each of their mattresses also come with 2 of their Eco Rest pillows, which are very soft and plush and comfortable. The Birch Luxe mattress is also comprised of 8 different layers of materials: organic cashmere, organic wool, organic cotton, and 100% natural latex. I love my Birch Luxe premium mattress, and I know that you will too. If you're in the market for a mattress or ready to replace yours, I can't recommend this enough. It's truly the best mattress I've ever slept on. I love it. Such high quality, such easy process for delivery and ordering, and if you live in the US, it's free shipping right to your door. This month, Birch is giving my viewers 25% off their purchase of a mattress, which also includes those 2 free pillows. That 25% off is higher than they typically do on their website, and it expires at the end of this month, October 2023. Thank you so very much to Birch for partnering with me on this video and others. And thank you so very much, viewers and subscribers. I truly couldn't do this without you. I'm so grateful to you. And now let's get into our session. Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lunanate, and I'm doing my best to create relaxing videos that hopefully give you an opportunity to self-reflect or meditate or prepare for sleep, or kind of like shift your mindset, or just something beneficial, some time just for you. And I'm also a student, teacher, practitioner of healing arts modalities, so I treat these sessions as a by proxy or remote energy work session as the way I create them. So if you're open to the concept of energy work by proxy or remote healing or whatever, then I invite you to allow yourself to receive that. I'll say right here, right? I only ever work in fields of benevolence. I only ever work in accordance with your free will and do not encroach at all. It's really what guides these sessions is your higher self, right? Like your higher consciousness or even your waking consciousness, depending on where you're at that day or in that moment. Our theme for today is one that has benefited me recently that I wanted to share with you. It's a kind of combination here from my direct experience of a aspect of grief as well as a simplicity in terms of our emotions. So I was having this experience of every time I think of my dog who passed away, and I'm sorry to talk about him so much, but it was like the biggest grief. My mom has died, and my dog is like what has affected me the most, which I don't know what that says about me, but we had such a bond. Anyway, I have been struggling with my grief with him because whenever I think of him or I see a picture of him or anything comes up, all I can see is like the hard days, like the last days, like the scary, or all I could see. Like that's what came up in my mind. It wasn't all the fun we had and the great life that he led and, you know, how happy he was. It was like pain. And that was such a small part of his journey. So I actually ended up doing a meditation energy work session for myself where I called in Archangel Michael, or the concept or the frequency or the however you like to work with angels, angelic frequencies. I see it more as like a frequency than like a guy with wings, but you know, each their own. And the concept of Archangel Michael, or one of them, is that he has almost like a Ganesh quality, it's a Ganesh quality of like a remover of obstacles. And he has a sword. He comes down and clears things and holds a balance and restores a level of harmony, right? So in my prayers and my meditations, I was focused on calling that in to relieve these visions that I have, like when I think of Bamba, of like the pain that he was in or the bad times, and allow me to see like the pictures, the memories, the moving, you know, images in my mind of all the good that we had together and like all the beauty of his life. So it's really wild. I know that sounds simple, and if you've never done anything like that, it's like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever works for you. But I now have a hard time envisioning, like I'm unable to envision even like his bad days, and I'm starting to see more and more of the good. So that's an element of where this session comes from. So we're going to do a little of that in this session. We're going to call in a sword, so to speak, right? Another element of this is tied to emotions, and this is sort of the bigger part of the session here. I mean, I guess depending on each person, of course, but I'm a little dramatic, you know. My 12th house is full of Leo. I have like 1 degree rising of Leo. I'm a Cancer. Cancers are a bit dramatic, even though it's not, I don't know, right? Whatever. I'm a little dramatic. And this serves me well in a lot of ways, but it serves me very bad in a lot of ways too, when I'm not feeling good, or when negative thoughts pop in my head. Like I can like dramatize them. I can kind of cultivate them. I can feel them and play in them in like a dramatic kind of way, where that's not always a good thing, right? So I found myself kind of tied to this Bamba thing, emotionally saying things. Like I would feel emotional. I would feel like I needed to cry, or I could feel like tears behind my eyes, or frustration, or whatever it might be. And my brain would automatically turn to this like absolute, and we've done a session on absolutes before. If this resonates with you, I would do a search like Lunini absolute or something, like it might come up. But when I felt sad, I would say to myself like, oh, like I'm sad, or like, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, like I would turn it into this absolute, when really it's so much more complex than that. taking grief as like the example here, but this could go for everything, like in anything. Like this can go for any emotion or overwhelm. I really believe we think we feel uncomfortable, we feel out of sorts, we feel kind of like a turbulent sea, and we say things to ourselves and we focus on identifying the discomfort versus pulling back a little bit, pulling back and just allowing ourselves to feel emotional. And in emotional, it's more of a kaleidoscope. It's more mosaic. It's more faceted than just negative and pain. So this switching to relieve myself from these absolutes of, oh, I'm sad, or oh, I did it wrong, or oh, whatever negative focus, I'm uncomfortable, I don't believe in myself, like whatever it might be, to switch to when I feel turbulent, to just simplify it in a sense of allowing myself to feel emotional. Like, I know that sounds again so simple, but when you're in it and you're focused on the negative or the pain or the challenges or the discomfort, it's sometimes hard to remember that in there is also like bliss and joy and appreciation. This could be beneficial for relationships ending. I mean, I guess since it stems from a place of understanding and working with grief for me, it feels like a time of like perhaps endings or things like that. And I have another video planned on like spirit and connecting with spirit and stuff like in a different way, which is kind of also grief inspired. Grief has really taught me a lot over the last year. So, sorry, my videos are a little tinged with that at this point, but we face grief in our lives all the time, like through simple light things like disappointments or potential, something we saw potential in, not working out, and then we're grieving the loss of something that never was. We, move, we have friendships that end. There's so many things that come up that are uncomfortable, and they can certainly be sad, of course, but there's also lessons and growth and good times of some nature, of something that we can alchemize and extract within that. So in this session, sorry for the, okay, don't get mad. Sorry for the lengthy thing. Actually, pardon me. I don't like when the lights, there we go. Yes. In this session, we're going to be doing a bit of like a cord cutting in a sense, with this beautiful Athame dagger, gorgeous piece of art that Ashtara generously gifted me, and it's such a treasure. And we're also going for the purpose here of letting go of that like hyper focus on the negative or the images or the pain, a disconnection, a like clearing of seeing only that. I mean, we're programmed as people, as humans, as animals in a sense, mammals maybe, to focus on what's risky, like focus on what could bring pain, what can bring danger. Like that's where our attention goes. I'm sure all the people here who, on social media or whatever, like it's the negative comments that really stand out. Unfortunately, it's messed up, but that's true, right? Because we look for danger. But when it comes to healing and it comes to appreciating and closing a chapter and moving on and holding like still like the treasure of the experience, I think that clearing out those like go-to negative images or words or whatever, expectations of doom or whatever it might be, is hugely beneficial, has helped me so much. And I also want to invite us to really take in the full spectrum here of the experience when we are feeling emotional in any capacity, right? Particularly when we don't know how we're feeling, or particularly when it does kind of come from, apparently at first, like something negative, like grief or pain or rejection or doors closing or whatever it might be. So I want to leave a little openness here, of course, for you to use this as you see fit, but that's where this comes from. That's what I really want to connect with here. That's the context, that's the roots, that's the foundation that we're working with, the container. So I hope that you enjoy. I hope this serves you. I'm just gonna light a candle. Closer. And just light on behalf of the highest and greatest good and perfect comfort and alignment. Setting intentions for what I just described, lighting the candle here for, on behalf of all that I just described to you. I won't go in, I won't make you sit through it again. But I'd love for you to focus on how might this benefit you, or is there any area of your life that this touches on for you? Is there anything that resonates? Is there something specific, like my, sad images of when my dog was very sick and uncomfortable, that you'd like to clear so that you can focus more on all the, let's say, puppy kisses and car rides and funny times together? And in terms of the emotional context here, right, bringing in, really connecting with the facets of how we're feeling and trusting that there's good in there too, there's good in there too. There's love, there's joy, there's teaching things that taught us, inspiration. Chimes. I'm gonna start with a spray. This is the Vanilla Kisses one, which is a very special spray for me. Special because it was gifted to me first by a friend, Bill. Thank you. And I think I've bought at least 2 more since. I really like the creator of these, and I've smelled this smell in my dreams. I dream of Bamba, actually. So I thought this was sweet and lovely to kind of really send in and highlight, activate all the yumminess in our own field, even when we're kind of focused on, or what seems more highlighted, what seems bigger or much more in our face, or much more of the reality at the time is more uncomfortable, is more quote unquote negative, because I don't know how it works. I think there's a scientific thing about this. Don't get triggered like nerdy people, but what you focus on grows, and when we're focused on the pain, like that's what we can see more. I have this ability, I'm sure many other people have this. Maybe it's because I have an astigmatism, maybe it's because my eyes aren't super clear, but I can look at something like a wall of lots of colors and relax my eyes and just in my mind like call out a color, and then I'll see all the cyan, or I'll see all the red, I'll see all the blue, and I won't even be looking at it, but I'll see it like in the peripherals. And I kind of want to focus on that in our meditation here, calling out the complexity of feeling hyper emotional. Even when it feels like sorrow, it's love. Even when it feels like pain, there's some pleasure in there. And time is weird and, whatever, but it's all still always there. So I just want to give you all the kisses right now. All around. trying to highlight the love and joy and fun and laughter and blessings and lessons and strengths. Looks like I'm gonna be on my 4th bottle of that soon. And I'm just gonna press this into your auric field. Sorry if you hear my son in the background, it's got a little cold. But just filling the space with a intention to call out, to heighten, to bring out that rose color, that lilac, that peach, those chromes, shines, sparkles, facets, and an appreciation for all of it. It's all part of this experience. A little offering. This is this cool incense from Discomfort. And you can just kind of like pour it out. And I'm going to try to like make it like a little cone or a little pile at least. I'll just kind of pinch it together. Resins and stuff in here. It's really cool. I need a lighter though. And this is just an offering to transformation, because this is a very transformative practice. So we have our fire. Hold it carefully. And we're going to bring this through. I'm going to kind of move it through your form, that channel, transmutating, transforming. We want to call upon, if you're open to it. If not, that's okay. But Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, or the sword, or Ganesh, or what these represent, the correspondence of these empowered deities, masters, representatives of these gifts, these abilities, these helpers, to come through and work with us as we cut through to clear away the painful images that are on a loop, that are not serving. It's not like I'm learning something from hurting myself like that when I picture my dog suffering. There's nothing to be done with that. Doesn't help him, certainly doesn't help me. So we're calling in to cut away the images, the words, the impulses perhaps, or anything at all that doesn't serve you, that is stuck on loop, that is some form of punishment to yourself, or some form of stickiness, like stuck in a way, like stuck, don't want to let it go, don't know how to move on. That image is burned in, I can't not see it. Like, we want to let go of that stuff, right? I'm so sorry. Please, like, hear me with your heart here. I'm not making the most of sense, but hopefully you get it. We're gonna build a little grid around you as we do this. Just a 3-point grid. I have this gorgeous pink amethyst cluster, geode, and it's such a beautiful color. It's so interesting. I think you can see the color pretty well actually with this light. It's not too weird. But your emotional space, that should be a safe space. It should be a space that, you know, is a treasure to experience, whether it's sorrow or thrill or love, things we can't quite explain. It's complex, it's rich, it's so complex, it's kind of better to pull back and just connect with it from that perspective sometimes. Alright, so we have this. You might see yourself inside there, resting. Sorry, don't mean to be lewd with the crystal here, I guess, but I just want you to see how deep it is. And kind of heart shaped too. And I'm going to place this towards your back. We're making the point of a triangle towards your back. Here, I have this gift from my friend Jen. Hey Jen. It's a sunset. I hate that we say it wrong. Sunset or a treated piece. So another cluster, another geode too, I guess, because I really wanted to work with these like multifaceted elements, because your emotions, it's not just pain, there's deep love, it's not just grief, it's also like memory of time and times together and all the joy and good things too. It's not just loss, it's what you had. There's so much. And I like this sunset for, like, you know, there's always another day if we're lucky. But there's always another opportunity to feel and experience. So I know it's out of focus, but it still looks cool, doesn't it? Alright, now this will go to the west. So we're making a point like this. You've got the amethyst, the pink amethyst here. And then this cool piece of like bubbly, weird chalcedony. It's not quite like a grape agate, but it's just a soft gray color. Very like dreamy looking. Very interesting textures. Some little ball shapes. Because I wanted to balance, these are so beautiful, and of course this is beautiful too, but I wanted to bring in the gray, you know, the contrast. Without those contrasting points, maybe our appreciation would be different. Maybe, you know, it wouldn't be as rich, it wouldn't have as much depth. I don't know about you, but my favorite songs are quite painful. And I jam to them, but they're quite painful, they're quite emotive and dark. And I appreciate that so much. So for a nod to it, even though this is very fun stone in general. Now to the east. I forget the name of this, and actually I want to show it to you with the lights. I think I botched this guy. Yeah. Okay, so we have a light. This is not moldavite. It is, I got it from formerly the Real Crystal Witch. It is a sort of meteor glass. I don't know if it's part of the meteor or more likely probably the sand that made this, like when the meteor and the heat crashed. I want to say it's from like Thailand, and it's called like, is it a moldavite Thailandite? But I could be wrong. I might be wrong on the country there. But it is very cool and amorphic, and I really wanted to bring in the shape of this, like how it's formed, but also the shape and the texture and the formless nature of it. Like clearly it has form, I'm holding it, but the formlessness of it, if everything is so faceted for the most part here, is also some things, right, that we can call in with this that, you know, it don't always make exact sense. It's not a straight line. It's not a formation like sacred geometry. It's chaotic, right? And that's how life can be, but that doesn't make it any less beautiful or meaningful or make it more challenging either. It makes it just rich and fun and like Sagittarius energy, you know, or Aries energy, like a little like fieriness, I guess, in general. What is up? What's up with my things? I'm gonna make it work. So, calling in this for also the transformative powers or correspondence and the formlessness, you know, ever-changing, shaped through just nature, what was happening at the time, the heat, the movement, the velocity, all the things as well that I don't know about. Just gonna call that in. So, I'm gonna move this through the mind, channeling through. And if I didn't mention this already, or if it's unclear, the whole video is channeling, you know? Channeling through words, intentions, all of it. Color, candles. I'm gonna work in the gray space, the in-between, blending, harmonizing, empowering both hemispheres of the mind with one another to create this activation within you. And we're just gonna move through this channel within you, from crown down through the skull, the eyes, the face, through the neck and spine, down through the torso, passing through the chest and heart, the lungs, between the lungs, the passing through the diaphragm, passing through to the lower digestive organs, reproductive organs, and just right through you to the earth, to spirit, to the earth, to spirit, to the earth. You may have seen this before. I don't bring it out too much. It's got this gorgeous patina developing on it, which is so pretty. But this is this gift Ashtara gave me. Like, look how beautiful. We 12 points on it. And it goes down to like either an ILA or maybe a amethyst here. The Merkaba, these gorgeous like shell wings, rose quartz, amethyst. Just such beautiful design. Down to these like garnets or rubies on the side here. Truly just so gorgeous. This quartz and more Merkaba. It's so cool. It's so cool. I have much reverence for this. So we're gonna call in again Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, or Ganesh, or perhaps even an ancestor, or your higher self, or a frequency of some kind, or a color, or a bolt of lightning. You know, I don't want to force angelic stuff on you if you're not into it, but it's the point of it, right? It's not how you do it, it's what am I trying to do. That's always what's most important. So we're gonna call through and just cut away those images, those attachments, those sticky thorns. I call them hitchhikers where I'm from. Those tag-alongs, those things that overwhelm us, you know. Maybe thinking of a relative who passed away. If I think of my grandmother, do I want to think of how I wasn't able to see her? Or do I think about all the years and all the times we worked together? I would drive to work with her every morning. I would go over her house all the time. We did so much stuff together. Or am I just going to remember that I didn't really get to see her a lot at the end there? Just examples. Are you going to remember how your friend betrayed you and hurt you? Or are you going to remember all they taught you and all the connections you made and how much there is to be grateful for from that relationship? Whatever it might be, let's just get rid of it because it's not helping. It's still there. It still exists. We're not ridiculous. We know that. But if it's the go-to image, if it's the go-to memory, we're really cursing. We're really doing a disservice to ourselves and the relationships and the lessons and and our energy, our souls, really. So we're cutting through and cutting through and cutting through the body, through the cells, through the ethers, the emotions, the thoughts, the mental movie screen, the way we connect, the damage. I don't want to have another pet because it hurts too much. Well, you also have another opportunity for love. I'll never date another Gemini. They did me like this. Well, Gemini's pretty dope. I mean, pretty cool. Why do that to ourselves? Just through and through and through and down and down. And we're gonna go in and in. Through. Okay. We're gonna do some snapping. As this gets released, we're clearing it out of the field. It is cleared. Gone. It is not the go-to. It exists, but it's not dominant. It is far from dominant. It is an afterthought. It is part of the story. It is part of the memory. It is the end of the movie, end of the book maybe, or that chapter, that phase. But it is so far from what we rose resin, lodgepole pine resin, and vitamin E. Gonna bring some heat. It's very hot already. And we're gonna channel through and invite these activations within you as we connect with those stones below you, creating this beautiful field around you to call out more focus, awareness of all the facets of the experience when we're having an emotional experience, when we are overwhelmed with emotion. We're crying not because we're sad, we're crying because there's just so much. It is overflowing. That goes for crying for happiness, of course. But we want to invite to call out these colors or this awareness, to call it into your vision, to call it into your focus, to see it all. And it still feels overwhelming. It's still cry, But it's not a cry as in, why am I crying? Oh, let me make sense of this. I totally understand the need of wanting to make sense of things. It helps in a lot of cases. But there's also moments, there's times, there's periods where it's okay to really pull back and just accept that it's all connected. It's all very existential. It's all so complex and so imparting on the next, it's so a domino effect or a just web of connection and such things that we experience, and it overwhelms us, and a lot of us are not uncomfortable with that. A lot of us are uncomfortable with that. So we're channeling to call it into your vision, call it in, let you see it, let you feel it, let you take a step back and perceive the richness of your emotional experiences. And to remember that in people and remind people, perhaps, given your discernment, sometimes it's helpful to say these things to people. There's a bit of healing there for others. Perhaps you can spread or be an anchor of, shine a light in. Okay, we're calling it into the vision, the higher mind, and the lower mind. Activating that ability within you to perceive the richness of these emotions and the complexity, and just allowing it to flow. We don't try to control the ocean, right? And all the things within it, all the hammerhead sharks under the blood moon doing their thing. We're gonna fan through into the mind, lower and upper. Just between the hemispheres as well. Cleansing the vision. Remember that the chat is just as important as the other parts, because it's what gets into your I hope this serves you. I hope it supports you. Thank you so much for allowing me to share a little piece of your path. And thanks for being such an important part of mine, such a big part of my path. I'm truly honored and grateful. From the very bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine in you and I into these emotional experiences that we potentially might share or have in parallel, and that we share lessons with one another and how to get through it. What worked for me maybe might work for you, even if you have to adapt it. So very much love to you.